The Ford Model T, introduced in 1908, marked a turning point in the history of the automobile and the modern world. It wasn't just a car, it was a revolution on wheels that changed the way people lived, worked, and traveled. Before the Model T, cars were a luxury item, built by hand and priced beyond the reach of the average American. What Henry Ford achieved with the Model T was not only the creation of a reliable and practical vehicle but also the development of an entirely new method of manufacturing that would shape the 20th century and beyond. At the turn of the century, automobiles were seen as toys for the wealthy. Each car was a unique product, crafted slowly by skilled laborers, and cost a small fortune. Ford envisioned something radically different, a car that was affordable, durable, and easy to maintain. He wanted a car that the average American worker could buy, own, and operate. The result was the Model T, a car that fulfilled all those promises and more. Released on October 1, 1908, the Model T quickly earned the nickname, Tin Lizzie, and it was immediately praised for its simplicity and ruggedness. It had a 2.9-liter, four-cylinder engine that produced 20 horsepower, giving it a top speed of around 45 miles per hour. While that may seem slow by today's standards, it was more than sufficient for the dirt and gravel roads of early 20th century America. The car ran on gasoline but could also be adapted to run on kerosene or ethanol, which was important in rural areas where gas stations were few and far between. The Model T's chassis was high off the ground, making it ideal for the rutted and muddy roads it often had to travel. Its simple planetary transmission made it easy to drive, even for people who had never operated a motor vehicle before. Repairs were simple and cheap, and replacement parts were widely available. In fact, the Model T was designed with the idea that any farmer with a set of basic tools could keep it running. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Model T story is how it was built. In 1913, Ford introduced the moving assembly line at his Highland Park plant in Michigan. This innovation revolutionized manufacturing not just in the automobile industry but across the board. Instead of having teams of workers build a car from start to finish, the Model T was built in stages, with each worker performing a specific task as the car moved down the line. This reduced the time it took to build a car from over 12 hours to just 93 minutes. It also drastically lowered the cost of production, which meant that Ford could sell the Model T at a lower price. By 1916, the car cost just $360, equivalent to about $10,000 today. The affordability of the Model T helped put America on wheels. Families that had never dreamed of owning a car could suddenly afford one. Rural isolation began to decline as people could travel farther and faster than ever before. Towns grew, businesses expanded, and tourism blossomed. The Model T gave people freedom, mobility, and opportunity. It played a major role in transforming the American economy and landscape, enabling the growth of suburbs and the creation of a nationwide network of roads and highways. Ford's approach to business was also revolutionary. He believed in paying his workers enough to afford the products they made. In 1914, he shocked the business world by doubling the average wage of his factory workers to $5 a day. This not only reduced employee turnover and increased productivity, but it also ensured that more people could buy the very cars they were helping to produce. Ford's policies helped grow the middle class and laid the groundwork for consumer-driven economic growth. Over its 19-year production run, more than 15 million Model T cars were produced. It was the first car to be mass-produced on such a scale and remained the best-selling car in history until the Volkswagen Beetle surpassed it decades later. The impact of the Model T was not just measured in sales, but in how it reshaped society. It gave birth to new industries, such as roadside restaurants, motels, and gas stations. It changed the way people thought about distance and travel, making cross-country road trips a real possibility. It altered work patterns, recreational habits, and even the structure of cities. Despite its massive success, the Model T could not stay on top forever. By the 1920s, consumer preferences were shifting. People wanted more stylish cars, different colors, and more advanced features. Competitors were catching up, offering better performance and comfort. Ford was reluctant to change the Model T, famously saying that customers could have it in any color, so long as it's black. While this policy helped streamline production, it eventually made the Model T seem outdated. In 1927, Ford finally ended production of the Model T and introduced the more modern Model A. Even after production ceased, the legacy of the Model T endured. It had already cemented its place as one of the most influential products of the 20th century. Its design philosophy, durability, simplicity, and affordability continues to influence carmakers to this day. Its impact on manufacturing, labor practices, and consumer culture is still felt around the world. The Model T is more than just a car, it's a symbol of innovation, progress, and the power of big ideas executed with precision. Today, the Ford Model T is a beloved piece of automotive history. Collectors and enthusiasts around the world preserve and restore these vehicles, and many are still roadworthy over a century after they were built. Museums, documentaries, and books continue to explore the story of the Model T, and it remains a fixture in discussions about innovation and industrialization. The story of the Model T is a story of how one car changed the world. It made mobility a reality for millions. It transformed industries and economies. It redefined what was possible for the average person. And perhaps most importantly, it showed that with vision, determination, and innovation, even the most ambitious dreams could come true. Henry Ford didn't just build a car, he built a future.